on, everybody? Justin here, and in this video I'm going to be doing my first tag in quite some time. I don't even want to know when my last tag was. It was the finally fall tag, and there wasn't snow on the ground, so that had to have been at least in like October or early November, something like that. So it was quite some time ago, several months anyways. And I was like, you know, one of my kind of goals this year is to do more tag videos because they're just fun and they're easy to do. And for whatever reason, I just like always say I'm gonna do them and then don't do them, and I have absolutely like no good reason or excuse why that is. So this year I'm gonna be trying my best to kind of do more tag videos. I'll talk more about that in kind of another video anyways, but let's just get on with this one, which is the New Year's book tag, or New Year's booktube tag. And I thought that was pretty you know, fitting for first week of January. Of course, it'll probably be in the middle of January by the time this video gets on, but be as it may, we're going to be doing the New Year's book tag. This was created by the channel Bookables, I believe. I'll leave her link to the original tag down below. I wasn't tagged by anyone in particular, I just kind of like saw it. I thought, you know, it's a nice, quick, easy, fun book tag for the new year, so let's just get started. Alright, the first question is, how many books are you planning on reading in 2020? For my Goodreads challenge thingy, I set it to 52 for one book per week, and the reason I do that is because I know I can hit it, and it's just fun. Once you hit it like halfway through the year, I see it like you've reached your goal, and then you kind of just go beyond 100%, and it's just super not stressful like at all in any way, shape, or form, which is why I always set it to 52, just kind of for fun, I guess. Let's see, my first year in booktube, I did I think 150 books for, I don't know, I think it was probably like kind of the, you know, the excitement of actually doing videos and whatnot. Last year I went down to about 100, I want to say 116 or 117 or 114, maybe 114, something like that, which is probably more realistic. So if I hit about 100, I'm totally pleased, you know, counting audiobooks and like physical books and Kindle books and everything. Between the three of them, getting 100 is pretty good for me. So I guess 52 and 100 are my answers for that one. Alright, 5 books, question number 2, 5 books that you didn't get to last year that you really want to make a priority in this coming year of 2020. So I got 5 books here. We'll go through them a little quickly, and I'll just kind of talk about why I want to read them, and well, maybe why I didn't read them. The first one is my favorite fantasy series probably so far that I've read, and it's the Journal and Bastard sequence by Scott Lynch, and this is the 3rd book, which is The Republic of Thieves, which I believe is the last one out. I think The Thorn of Emberlane is kind of like, you know, in the works or something. But anyways, my first year in booktube, so I didn't even read anything in Journal and Bastards last year, and the reasoning behind that was it was my favorite of 2018, my favorite fantasy series, and I was like, I know I'm really going to enjoy the 3rd book no matter what, so I'm going to like savor it and like just wait for like a good time to do it, just like kind of as like a special treat. And then every time I was like, I should go read it, I was like, nah, I can wait, put it off for a little bit longer and then enjoy it more. And for whatever reason, I just like kept doing that, and then I ended up not reading it at all. So this year I definitely need just to bite the bullet and just enjoy it. I know that's like the weirdest like reason for not reading a book that I know I'm going to like, but there you have it. The next one I know is going to be heresy, but you know, even especially as like a Tolkien fan and stuff, I have not actually read the Silmarillion. I know, dun dun dun, psh, like lightning striking and everything. For whatever reason, I just have never read. I've read like bits and pieces of it before. I think I've started it like a long time ago, but I don't actually remember finishing it and stuff. But yeah, I don't have any really good reason at all as to why I haven't read the Silmarillion. I just basically need to, and that's it for that. For kind of a life sciencey-ish book, kind of my nature, conservation, environment, something or other, book that I want to read that I got last year that I didn't get to that I really wanted to was Shark Drunk: The Art of Catching a Large Shark from a Tiny Rubber Dinghy in a Big Ocean by Morten like Strockness. Hopefully something kind of like that, anyways, for the last name. But yeah, this is kind of like a good mishmash of, you know, kind of like a memoir of an actual event with like kind of nature stuff, obviously with kind of the marine life and you know, the marine environment that they're kind of in up in like kind of like the Arctic Circle, as well as like philosophy and just kind of thinking about life and everything, because it's this adventure fisherman guy, I guess, and like his artist friend are just like on this boat for like a couple days or something, just talking about like life and everything, which sounds really cool. And I really just like, I love these, like, especially with like the life sciences and nature and stuff, these kind of blending of genres. I just really enjoy. When I saw this one, I was like, I just like have to get this book. Like, it just sounds so good. I don't know why, but there's no good reason why I didn't read it last year either. So yeah, I'm gonna read it this year. Now on to some history. Let's see. The first one, I read the first book in this trilogy by Edmund Morris, which is like the Theodore Roosevelt trilogy. I don't know if it actually has like a name. But my first year, in 2018, I read the first book, which is The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt. And all these books are fairly large. I think the first one was like 850 pages or somewhere around this one, I think, or somewhere around there. And I think this one's like around, well, I guess this one's only around like 600 of actual, like, you know, like written pages of the actual like narrative. The rest is like all footnotes. And well, I thoroughly enjoyed the first book in the trilogy. It's probably like probably in the top 3 for biographies that I've ever read. And I don't normally read a lot of modern-ish history, but when I do, it's either like on Theodore Roosevelt or kind of the Gilded Age of the United States or World War One. Read plenty of books on World War One and stuff. But other than kind of like, you know, like the 1870s till through like World War One, I don't really read much modern stuff. So it was definitely like kind of a treat to start this trilogy and find like a really good, you know, history biography in that kind of like time period. That it's kind of like I said, like it's just like a little like sub genre of history, or sub era of history that is kind of normally out of my wheelhouse. Like I said, if you follow the channel before, like once I hit about Renaissance era, I kind of just like drift off and don't read stuff. But anyways, like I said, I read the first book in 2018. I meant to read this one last year, and then this year was going to be the third book, which was Colonel Roosevelt. This one, Theodore Rex, is all about the actual presidency of Theodore Roosevelt while he was in office for his 2 terms. The first book is pretty much his from his birth up until that moment, and then Colonel Roosevelt will be his entire life from his departure from the presidency to his death. But like I said, I wanted to read one each year, and then I don't know, I kind of forgot about it, to be honest, for a lot of the year. And then I remember a couple months I was like, oh, I should read that, and I was like, do I really want a 600-page biography? Just wasn't in the mood for it, I guess. But this year I'm definitely feeling it, so I'll be going with Theodore Rex. I feel like I'm taking a long time with question number 2 here. All right, and then the 5th book is Hannibal by Patrick N. Hunt. I don't remember if I got this in 2018 or 2019, but I have like a Punic Wars shelf almost. That's like half a shelf, which is pretty good for the Punic Wars. And this is not the book I just got in my book outlet haul just like a month or 2 ago. That's actually a different biography of Hannibal, because you know you cannot have too many biographies of Hannibal Barca. But I want to get back into reading some more Punic Wars history stuff. I used to have like a website where I was doing like a detailed history of the first Punic War and everything. So definitely want to get back into kind of that era of the Roman Republic, especially, you know, the Punic Wars between Rome and Carthage. And yeah, like I said, I think this is the first biography of Hannibal, like single biography of Hannibal that I've ever gotten, and I haven't read it for whatever reason. I've read a bunch of the other Punic War stuff. I know I keep like looking at it, and you guys can't see that shelf. It's like way at the top, like way over there. But yeah, I don't really have a good reason. Well, I think I actually read the first chapter in it, and there was like one like little fact that I didn't, or that was either wrong or I really didn't agree with the opinion or something, and then I like put it down and then like didn't pick it back up, even though I like meant to keep reading it. So that's pretty much why I think I ended up not reading it. But that's not a good enough excuse, and I know I'm still gonna like enjoy the book, and I really want to read it anyway. So this year we're gonna get Hannibal by Patrick Hunt read. So okay, those are the five books I just spent like half an hour talking about on what I want to read in 2020 that I planned on last year and didn't get to. All right, question number 3. What genre do you want to read more of? Last year I did really good reading like all kinds of stuff. I used to read almost just history and philosophy, but the past especially last year and the year before, I've been reading a lot of like nature, conservation, environmental books, some memoirs. I tried like anthropology out quite a few times, things like that. But this year actually is going to be kind of like taking a step back from that stuff. And the genre I want to read more of is the kind of staple bread and butter history that I really enjoy, that I really kind of, I wouldn't say neglected last year, but definitely didn't read as much as I normally do. And I think that kind of attributed a little bit to why I didn't read quite as much, just because I was trying so many new things. Obviously, inevitably, some of that's just not gonna like click and like work out and be quite as enjoyable. So the genres I want to read, or the genre I want to read, is ancient through medieval history. Just read a lot more of that than I did last year, just because history is my favorite genre, and ancient, classical Greek and Roman, and medieval eras are my favorite by far in the genre of history. So I know I'll definitely find lots of gems and find lots of books that I'm just gonna like really enjoy in that genre. So that's why I'm gonna be reading more of it in 2020. All right, question number 4: 3 non-bookish goals for 2020. All right, so kind of my vague resolution, I guess, for 2020 was just to be less stressed out, like just live more like stress-free, I guess, which means just doing more fun things and not taking some things quite as seriously or worry about certain things and this and that. But I might do a video on that or talk more about that in a little bit more detail some other time. So that's kind of like my vague resolution, and then my goal, because usually what I do is I have like kind of a vague resolution and then kind of like one set goal. And my set goal for this year is to reach 1,200 pounds on the 3 main compound lifts between the deadlift, the bench press, and the squat. I'm at I'm at 1,115 right now. So over the course of the entire year till December 31st, I want to try and reach 1,200 pounds between those 3 lifts. So that's a pretty like straightforward goal. It's either like you do it or you don't over time. So yeah, there's that one. And let's see, a third goal. I didn't have like a third goal, but I guess thinking about it just a little bit is probably to get outdoors a little bit more, and do some more like hiking, and camping and fishing and that sort of thing. Just like being out on a lake and canoeing or kayaking, stuff like that. Just like I said, just kind of being outside in nature a little bit more. So those are my 3 non-bookish goals for 2020. All right, question number 5. What is a book you've had forever but you still need to read? All right, so we're going to go with The Vikings by Gwyn Jones. This is like one of my first Folio Society books that I ever got here. And I have not read it. And it's kind of like the Republic of Thieves. I know it's like a really, really good history book on the Vikings. It's like the magnum opus of Gwyn Jones. And I think in like 2018, I read like 6 or 7 books on the Vikings. And I was purposely like reading a bunch just so I could like read this one and know this one was going to be like the best of all of them for some reason. And then I just like never got to it. And then I didn't like read any Viking history, I think, last year. So yeah, this is definitely the book I probably need to read for like one that I've had for quite some time and just like haven't read, especially since I know it's going to be good. Yeah, so there's that. And then question number 6. Let's see. What's one word you're hoping 2020 will be like? My word, kind of going with my resolution for for my non-bookish like resolution. My word is going to be tranquil. And I did that with my hands because if I was like a serious booktuber, I'd put the word like in between my hands. Except I'm like so lazy at editing, I don't know if I will or not. But if I do, props to me, I guess, for spending the extra 2 minutes to do that. But anyways, I'm going with the word tranquil because I just want life to be a little bit slower and more peaceful and stuff. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for with 2020. All right, and number 7 is to tag some friends. So I'm going to pick 3. I got Kate from Chapter Kate, Justin from Ghost Reader, and I believe his name is Mike from Pints and Paperbacks. I really enjoy all three of these channels. I've tagged Justin and Kate a bunch of times. I don't know. I just always enjoy their content, and I hope you guys go check them out, and I hope you enjoy their content as well. You go subscribe to them and show them some support and love and stuff, because that'd be cool. All right, so there you guys have it. This was my New Year's book tag for 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and stuff. Oh, I should have a question. All right, what is your most important, or what's your most important? What is kind of the goal you're going to strive for the most, whether it's bookish or non-bookish, for like a goal or resolution in 2020? Leave a comment down below so I can see what you guys are kind of going for in this the first year of this new decade. Like I said, just kind of, it's always interesting to see what everyone else is sort of up to with these sorts of things. Don't forget to check out my Twitter and my Instagram and my website, and especially my Etsy shop. If you guys like cool Viking plaques and stuff and wooden bookmarks, go check it out. But yeah, no matter what your resolutions or whatever your goals are for 2020 in this beginning of the new decade, always remember, read victoriously.